am a newish romance fan and I'm building up my library. My husband just bought me a fun shelf and I am ready to fill it. I've got a brand new stack of books that I just got used. Not just historical romance this time, all kinds of romance, and I can't wait to share it with you because it's just so fun, right? Hi, my name's Bea and welcome to my channel, Mama Needs to Read Romance, because nobody in this book, wait a minute, how did that get in there? So if you've ever seen any of my videos, you're likely to have seen this corner. But now guess what? I've expanded to another corner of my bedroom and I'm gonna be putting all my new books that I just got on this shelf. So I'm really excited and I'm really excited for you to share with me. I wanted to start with Stephanie Lawrence. She's obviously an author that a lot of people love, but I have never read her before. I'm really excited. One of her books, The Lord of the Privateers, is a book that I'm going to be using for my Try a Chapter challenge. I'm going to be doing a pirate romance novel challenge coming up in a couple of weeks where I try out several books, and one of them is Stephanie Lawrence, so I'm excited. But here we have The Lady Chosen, which is part of the Rake Appreciation Society book pick for the month of July. So I bought this for 50 cents at a used bookstore and I was really excited to join the book challenge, and I just have not had time to read this physically. So I'm probably gonna have to miss the book club, which I'm bummed about. But this got a 3.98 rating on Goodreads, so it's obviously really good. And it's the first of the Bastion Club, which reminds me of A Male Wallflowers from Lisa Kleypas. It's 7 guys, I believe, and they're all single and they're all trying to get hitched so they can get and they kind of work together. They've actually bought a home in the city so that they can do recon for one another, I think as they call it, and find suitable women for themselves. So it's like a Wallflowers in reverse and slightly more masculine. But it looks really good, and I'm sad that I'm not going to be able to read the whole thing by the Rake Appreciation Society, but oh well. The other one is The Taming of Ryder Kavanaugh, and it got a 3.97, another really highly rated book on Goodreads. It's a Sinster novel number 20. So there's a lot in this series. And it's actually, though, the second in the Sinster Sisters, say that 3 times fast, series. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out. I got this one for 50 cents at a used book sale. Never in my life would I ever have bought books for the step back, but I am totally drinking the Kool-Aid now. I saw 2 by Mary Jo Putney, and just the spines alone, just looking on the shelves in the library book sale, it had my attention because they're so glossy and beautiful. And I thought, oh my gosh, I gotta check these out. And then when I looked at the step backs, I was like, yes, I have to have these. And for 50 cents a piece, I mean, how could you not almost? So this is also, by the way, this is part of the Silk trilogy, and it was, it's a 3.99 on Goodreads. So it's obviously really good, but check out the step back. Are you ready? How insanely gorgeous is this? You've got action going on up here, action and adventure and love, romance, beautiful. Look at the clothing here. I need to do this as part of Step Back Saturday on Instagram if I ever learn to remotely master Instagram. I'm so sad on there. I need to work on that. But it's just gorgeous. Same thing for her book, Thunder and Roses. This got a 4.01 on Goodreads. It's part of the Fallen Angels series. It's number 1, which I hardly ever get a first in the series, which I'm really excited about. And look. Oh, again, we've got, what is it? This might be dancing. What is this? It looks like they're dancing. And then, oh, sorry about this. So we've got dancing. We've got some love going on. It looks like it's in exotic locations too. And I mean, look at this. This is just lovely. Oh, so drinking the Kool-Aid. And I love the cover. I mean, who doesn't love that? And even the back is gorgeous. Oh, 50 cents. So I've been branching out, trying new things, trying fantasy romance, and Jen of the Book Refuge and some of her pals are doing the SJMAlong, Sarah J. Maas. So A Court of Thorns and Roses was one of the books that they did. And then this month at the end of July on the 31st, they're doing A Court of Mist and Fury. Well, I've been wanting to read these books and I thought, oh gosh, I don't want to miss this. So I read this one already this month and I actually have a review linked above in case you're interested. There are spoilers. And now I'm in this one and I've totally drunk the Kool-Aid and I'm kind of along with everybody else that says that this one is not as good as this one. So far I'm liking this one more. This one got a 4.19 on Goodreads, which is amazing. But this one got a 4.6 on Goodreads. I've never read a book that got that high a rating. And that's with over 754,000 reviews. So you know this is a good book. I am so excited to finish this one, to do a review later, but then of course to join the SJMAlong online. I'm really excited. And I got this at a used bookstore. Now they've never been read. I'm not even sure how they wound up there, to tell you the truth, but they're like 18 bucks a piece. I got them for 15. And I feel like this one should be cheaper because look how much smaller it is, but you know, whatever. I love a good take on a fairy tale. And in my last book haul, I detailed how I got 3 of the 5 fairy tale series from Eloisa James. I've never read them. This winter, maybe January, I want to do a reading vlog of all 5 of the fairy tale books. You know, winter time, we're going to be inside. It's going to be cozy. It's the perfect time to do some fairy tales that are romantic, extra romantic. So I'm excited. And I was especially excited. I went to a used bookstore. I got each of these for 75 cents. These are the 2 that I needed. The Ugly Duchess and A Kiss at Midnight. This is the first one in the series. And then I've also, Seduced by a Pirate is one that I'm reading for my Pirate Try a Chapter Challenge later this month. So you'll see that video. And then they also have, there is another, so Seduced by a Pirate is 4.5, which I'm not really counting in the 5 that I need. And there's also a 2.5, Winning the Wallflower, which I would like to read as well. And then I have this, okay, so this is book 1. Then book 2 is When Beauty Tamed the Beast, which I had in my last book haul video. The Duke is Mine, which is a take on The Princess and the Pea, which is in my other video. And then this is book 4, The Ugly Duchess. And, oh, by the way, of course, this is like The Ugly Duckling. This is like Cinderella, if you couldn't guess. Is there a slipper? There's the slipper. And Once Upon a Tower I also have, and that is a take on Rapunzel. Speaking of Eloisa James, I got for 50 cents. I'm not even joking. Mistletoe Christmas. It's an anthology with some great stories by different people. We've got Eloisa James, Christy Caldwell, Jenna McGregor, and Erica Ridley. And this got 3.79 on Goodreads. And I'm really excited. I want to read it this December and maybe vlog about it. I'm not sure, but I love a good Christmas romance. So when I saw this, I had to scoop it up. I nabbed this one from the Free Little Library the other day. I swapped it out for a book I accidentally had 2 of. Oops, I guess that happens to all of us, right? Anyway, I was dubious because I was like, well, I don't know anything about Joanne Ross, but it got 4.05 on Goodreads. So I was like, oh, cool. It's part of the Honeymoon Harbor. This is book number 3, and it's a small town romance. It's set in the Pacific Northwest, which I'm an East Coast gal. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest, unless you count, well, no, I've been to San Diego. That's not the Northwest. Hello, maps. Hello, directions. Anyway, but I am fascinated by that area. I would love to visit at some point. So I guess I'm going to be visiting this summer because it's a perfect summer read in my mind. It's about a guy named Gabe. He's overworked. He goes to this small town. He falls in love with a librarian, which for me was the dream job for a very long time. I always wanted to be a librarian. Maybe I'll volunteer. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so he falls in love with her and then he has to decide, like he has to go back to work in New York City or he can stay. Who knows what'll happen? Anything could happen, right? Kerrigan Byrne. I have heard this author so many times, but in reference to her book, The Highwayman. Now, I've never read The Highwayman. I've never read Kerrigan Byrne, but this got a 3.88 on Goodreads. And I was excited. This is book number 3 of the Devil You Know series. I love the cover. It's like a step back built right into the cover. And no, there is no other step back or anything, but it looks intriguing and I'm dying to read this author, so I'm going for it. But at some point, I really need to read The Highwayman based on everything I've heard. Julie Garwood, Guardian Angel. This is a pirate book. It does not look like a pirate book, but it is. I got this for 50 cents and I was excited because I wanted to read this anyway as part of my Try a Chapter Challenge for my pirate romance books that I'm going to be reading later this month. And I only found this in ebook, so I was kind of bummed. And then when I saw it for 50 cents at the used bookstore, I was like, yes, great. And it got 4.15 on Goodreads. So I was really excited about that. And it's book number 2 of the Crown's Spies series. The first one I did look, it is not a pirate book at all. So it's kind of interesting that she chose to do a historical romance pirate book when the first one is just a regular historical romance, from what I understand. But regardless, I'm excited to try this, and you'll be seeing it in my pirate romance video. Shameless plug alert. I can't remember the last time I went to Target. It's been a while. I haven't really done their book area, but when I saw this, first of all, I love this song, from Little Mermaid. Obviously, this has nothing to do with that, but I was intrigued, and I was looking at all the books, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to buy a book, but it's 20% off. So it's still like on sale, right? So anyway, when I saw that this had a 4.4 rating on Goodreads, and that's with almost 40,000 reviews, I was like, okay, sold. I can't even remember the last time I read a 4.44. I may never have, except right now, obviously doing A Court of Mist and Fury, which is 4.6. But anyway, I'm really excited about this book. You've got a doctor, the gal is the doctor, yeah, from the city, and we've got a guy who's on the farm. It's like a small town romance. It looks so sweet. And I mean, listen to this. After a wild bet, gourmet grilled cheese sandwich, and cuddle with a baby goat, Alexis Montgomery has her whole world turned upside down. The cause, Daniel Grant, a ridiculously hot carpenter who's 10 years younger than her, and as casual as they come. The complete opposite of sophisticated city girl Alexis. Sold! Done! I was in line before I read the rest. I was like, yes! I am so excited to read this. Woohoo! And it's a contemporary romance, which I've done very little of. It's like a rom-com, I'm assuming. So speaking of stores like Target, I've also been to Walmart recently. And Walmart is doing like redos of Lisa Kleypas books. And one of these I did buy at Walmart for $7.40, which I was like, okay, it's 2 books in one though. So that's still a deal. That's still a lot less than I would pay per book. And then the other one, this one I got for $4 and it's 2 books. So that's like $2 a book. So, and this was at a used bookstore. These are part of the Hathaways series. We've got Seduce Me at Sunrise and Tempt Me at Twilight here, and Married by Morning and Love in the Afternoon. So all that's left is I need a single of Mine Till Midnight, and then I've got them all. There's also, little known fact, the Hathaway Wedding, which you can find online. I'm going to be doing Hathaways beginning next week in my Summer with Lisa Kleypas series, and I will have the link to the Hathaway Wedding in my Seduce Me at Sunrise video, because that is the book that's Kev and Wynn's wedding. So it's meant to be read after book 2 of the Hathaway series. So probably too much information for a book haul, but that's okay. So I've never read Lindsay Sands. I've always wanted to, and I want to try paranormal romance. Maybe this October would be kind of fun. But I found 2 of her vampire books for, what was this? This was 50 cents. This was also 50 cents. I got them at different times. Believe it or not, I actually found book 1 of the series, and it got a 3.9. So I was like, okay, cool. This is not book 2, not book 5, but book number 27 of the series. The series, by the way, is called the Argano series. There are 35 books in this series, and the 35th is yet to be published. I believe it's coming out this fall, and it's called After the Bites. So I don't know how many books are going to be in this series, but if there's 35, it has to be good, right? Although I will be honest, I was really excited for the J.R. Ward vampire series, and right away I realized it was not for me. So this may be the same, but I want to try it out. And again, this was $1 total, so not a big loss if it's not my thing. Coming back to The Little Mermaid again, I found this of Triton. It's actually YA. So this is book 2 of the Serena legacy of, there's only 3 books, but there's like a ton of novellas. And it's about a girl who's like part mermaid. And from what I understand, it's like the human world versus the mermaid world, and there's fighting, and there's some cute romance apparently. So I thought, oh, this might be fun to try, especially in the summertime. So I'm gonna give it a whirl. And it's a 3.97 on Goodreads. So believe it or not, I've never read Julia Quinn. And I've never seen Bridgerton, except for the first 2 episodes, twice, because there's no time that I can find to watch them because I have children. Everybody I know said to me, you gotta see it, but not when the kids are around. So I was like, okay. So I've seen the first 2 episodes, but it was a long time ago, and we just got a TV in front of our treadmill and elliptical. So at some point I'm gonna start exercising, and when I do, I'm gonna watch Bridgerton. So I was very excited though. I got, for a variety of prices, I just got The Duke and I, the original, and look at the step back on the back cover. Beautiful. So this obviously, for those of you, I'm sure just about everybody knows, it's book 1. And this was a 3.82, by the way. And we have book 2, The Viscount Who Loved Me, which is 4.05, much more highly rated. And number 3 I got this for $5. Why did I pay so much at the used bookstore? I could have probably grabbed it at some point at another time, but whatever. The other ones were mostly 50 cents. This one is a 3.95 on Goodreads. I do not have number 4, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, but I'm on the lookout for it. I love a good hunt. I also have number 5, To Sir Philip with Love, which got a 3.77. I heard this one might be the most controversial, but I could be wrong. I'm looking forward to reading all these and finding out. And then I've got number 6, which is a 4.01, another one of the most highly rated. And I need number 7, It's in His Kiss. So I'm going to be on the lookout for this one too, which I can't wait to do. And I also have number 8. I actually have 2 copies of this one by accident, so this will go in the free little library. It's a 3.85 on Goodreads. So looking forward to it. I have 6 of the 8 books, and it took me a couple months to grab them all. And let's see how long it takes to get the other 2. I am ready to hunt. But wait, there's more. So there are prequels to the Bridgerton series. I don't know if that's news to you. It was to me. So I'm actually going to do something I rarely do, which is read the books in order. And I have the first 2 of 4 of the prequels to the Bridgerton series. It's known as the Rokespies. And I was so excited to get both of these. And I got them for $6. They're a little more expensive. I don't know why I do. I couldn't help myself. I had to get them, even though they're a little more expensive. But still, they were used books, and I got a special price. So that's pretty good. So this one's number 1, and it got a 3.94. This one is number 2, and it also got a 3.94. Interesting. They both got the same thing. Weird. But here's something else fun. Whenever I can find a 2-for-1 deal on Audible, I generally pick it up lately. And so this was on Audible as part of the 2-for-1 deal. And the other one that I found that was recommended to me, so they know me, was, and I'm going to put it up here because obviously I don't have a physical copy, Tessa Dare's Any Duchess Will Do, which is the Spindle Cove series. It's number 4. And it actually got a 4.04. I have never read Tessa Dare. I am dying to do so. So when I found out that I could do a 2-for-1 with this book, I was so excited. So even though it's not a physical book, I'm counting it as part of my book haul deals. So it's in the book haul. Did I mention I was doing a pirate romance video? I did? Well, guess what? Cressley Cole, who I had never read before, I'm currently reading The Captain of All Pleasures by her as part of my pirate video. And this is part of her Immortals After Dark series. This is another one I've never read this series before, but I really like what I'm reading right now by Cressley Cole. And this got a 4.34, which is like a really, really good rating. It's number 5 of the Immortals After Dark series. The last one is number 18, which was out this year. So I don't know how many she's planning on doing. But I'm really excited to read a paranormal romance by Cressley Cole because I'm really enjoying her prehistoric romance. her historical romance. Prehistoric. It's about dinosaurs. No. I bet there's something like that out there though. Anybody know? Let me know in the comments. Continuing with paranormal romance, I also got Night Magic. The cover I thought was super cool. Maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's not at all. And it is an anthology, obviously, with some great authors. It's a 3.77, but I thought this might be kind of fun for like October because there's a lot of Cooley. What am I saying? I'm losing my mind. Too many books, too much talking. I don't know. So we've got a werewolf in here, and then maybe like a stranger from the stars. I don't really know what that means. We have a bewitching medieval enchantress and a creature of the night. So I'm very intrigued. and I can't wait to try it. We also have Christina Dodd, who I've never read. I'm looking forward to reading. Wilder. You can guess what kind of wolf we have here. It is The Chosen Ones, Volume 5 of 5. I got the very last one, but it's a 4.13 on Goodreads, so I was like, let's give this a shot. So, looking forward to some werewolf love. Does that sound wrong? You know what I mean, right? If you saw my vlog for Devil in Winter, you are aware that I am super, super excited to read the series that sort of leads into Devil in Winter. And I'm not talking about the Wallflowers. I'm talking about The Gamblers of Cravens, which is several books and a couple novellas. And I got one of the books. I was so excited. I got this for 50 cents. This is the second book of the Gamblers for Craven series. And it features Derek Craven, which I've heard some people say is their #1 favorite hero ever by her, which I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. I can't wait. It's 4.18. Now I just need Then Came You, because that's the first book. Speaking of heroes I love, I also got this one. It's not the best. I mean, it's not in the best shape. Let's take a look at the step back. Yes. I'm sorry. I get really excited about Ethan Ransom. He might be my favorite hero ever of Elisa Kleypas. And I really do like McKenna from Again the Magic and Sebastian, Lord St. Vincent from Devil in Winter, and like every other book in the Ravenels and Wallflower series. But I adore this man. And I love this book. This is probably my favorite Ravenels book. Now, I haven't read Devil in Disguise yet, so maybe I'm wrong. But it's going to be really hard to outdo this one. And when I found that I could have my own physical copy, I didn't even care that it's kind of like in older shape, because I just love it. And if I find a nicer copy, then I'll just switch them out. And this could go to like a free little library. But I was so excited for this. I just love this book so much. And I love Garrett and I love Ethan and I love them together. Back to Julia Quinn. So I feel like sometimes covers are like the Rorschach test of like what's in our brain. And I see two men when I look at these men. I see Richard Marx and Ian Somerhalder. And I know in my last book haul, I was already like, does this look like Ian Somerhalder? And it was a different guy. So I obviously have Ian Somerhalder very deeply embedded in my brain. Richard Marx, not so much. I don't know where, I don't know. But one of my good friends is actually obsessed with him for some strange reason, even though she was way too young to like him. So was I, very young. But anyway, I just messaged her with this picture. I'm like, does this look like Richard Marx? And she's like, yes. So, right? If you have no idea who I'm talking about, enjoy being young. Okay. Anyway, these are the two books from the Two Dukes of Wyndham series. We've got #1 and #2, 3.74 and a 3.6. I'm looking forward to reading these and just imagining Richard Marx and Ian Somerhalder. Let's be honest, I'm way more interested in Ian Somerhalder than Richard Marx, but maybe I'll lend this to my friend who's obsessed with him. We'll see. Okay, so back to contemporary for a minute. I got at Free Little Library Crystal Cove, and it's a 3.53, which is actually kind of not a great rating. And like, in my opinion, I don't usually read a book that's like below 3.8 at the lowest. But I love her, and it's Friday Harbor it's Friday Harbor #4 out of, I think, 4. And I have #3, Dream Lake, which I featured in my other book haul video. And it's funny because this one is kind of the worst for wear, but it was free. So, you know, whereas Dream Lake is a hardback and it's beautiful and glossy. So quite a difference. But I'm really looking forward to this one. And again, I think the Friday Harbor series is magical because they talk about a spell being cast on her. And if you look at the moon, like, it looks kind of like magical maybe. So I think there's something mystical and magical about all the Friday Harbor books. And there's a Christmas one too. So I might be reading that one at Christmas time just to see. But I'm intrigued. This is like in perfect condition. I got this for $1. And this is very highly rated. You can see my post-it notes. It's 4.01 on Goodreads. Are you sick of hearing me say Goodreads, by the way? I apologize. So this is like a Western contemporary romance, and I want to do a Western romance try a chapter challenge in August. So I might add this, but I'm afraid that because I'm such a Lisa Kleypas fan that I'll be predisposed to picking this. But if I do add it, I'm going to be unbiased. I will pick whatever one seems best, but I'm really excited about this one regardless. This shelf is almost full. It's getting there. I'm gonna need another shelf. I asked for a bookshelf and he's like, oh, I'll make a shelf. Okay. Or a bookshelf. A bookshelf would also be nice. So talking about two more, I've got two more that are historical romance that are not part of, well, they're parts of series, but I don't have the whole series. Actually, okay, so The Wilds of Lindo Castle, I mentioned that I have book number 3. Now I have book number 2, and I love the step back hello. You know, when I saw this, I thought of one word, yummy. Love the dress, love the looks. Just yummy. Just love it. It's a 3.87, but I love Eloisa James, so I'm going to give this a try. And it sounds like a really good series. I also have Julia Quinn, Bevelstoke #1. It's a 3.9. And I also have book 3, which I mentioned in one of my other videos. It's 10 Things I Love About You. So there's only 3 books, and now I have 1 and 3. So now I'm on the lookout for number 2. Okay, I struggled with whether or not to even include these because after watching Jesson and Jesson Reads Romance talk about the difference between women's fiction and romance, these I don't know if they're technically romance, but they certainly are women's fiction and they're very interesting. This is a plus size girl who is on a bachelorette type dating show. She's trying to love her body while falling in love with a guy. And from what I understand, it's not all that heavy into romance, but there is some there. So it got a 3.91 rating and I got this for $3 at the used bookstore. So I was excited to try it and I'm going to give it a roll and see what I think. I also have Elizabeth Gilbert, City of Girls. This got a 4.04. You may know Elizabeth Gilbert from, I can't say her name, Elizabeth Gilbert from Eat, Pray, Love. But this is City of Girls. It's set in the 40s, which is a time period that I really enjoy. I love old movies, and I just got the sense that this was sort of like old Hollywood glamour, despite the fact that it's set in New York City. But I'm really excited to enter this world, and I've heard great things. So I know there's romance in it, but I don't know that it's centered on romance. So ta-da! Thanks for helping me fill my shelf and listening along. This was a lot of books. 42 books, if I include 2 of these each, and also my Tessa Dare one that's obviously not actually on the shelf. It's on the shelf in spirit. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out this long. If you made it, you deserve a medal. I hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're reading on whatever device you're reading on. Until next time, thanks so much. Take care. Bye.